It's another episode of Kandid Kisses TV here on a Motivation Monday. I am Michelle C, and I am here with Mr.
G, the Beatnik guy. Or you just call me G.
All right, go ahead and tell them your social media bars, how they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at G the Beatnik, Straight No Chaser Podcast, and Facebook G the Beatnik as well. That's GTHEBEATNIK.
So you type too?
I type all that. I'm more like,
I'm gonna need you to get it together.
Nah.
Well, a little birdie told me it was your birthday today.
Well, the birdie was right. I did turn 41 today. I look good, feeling good.
Congratulations, and I would like you to have something on behalf of Kandid Kisses TV.
Can we do another interview next year? This is the first thing I got today.
Wonderful.
Indeed, except for the call from my mom at about 7 o'clock this morning with my sister.
Okay.
Singing.
You didn't even read the front.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wanted to do my best to jazz up your birthday card. So I put a booger in.
No, it's a boogie.
Boogie, same thing. And she got me with the slap. You gonna tell that story?
No, I ain't tell that story. Oh, but I had to get you one last time, though. One last time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so my first question is what inspired you to start your podcast, Straight No Chaser?
Well, I've been doing radio for a while.
Okay.
I started out at 107.9. What year was that? 99. Or it was on Old National, right there in the
I
plaza.
remember that.
Yeah, so I started there as an intern with Boogie Bless for the Sunday show. And from there, we did some more things. And then we got into the online radio game. Me and Bravo Charlie. Shout out to Bravo, my other son. Birthday coming
Are
up.
you sonning them now? Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's a long story.
Okay.
So we started an online radio show in North Carolina. That took off, and over time we just kept doing the online radio, more online radio stations. And then once I found out about the podcast game, I was like, well, it's basically talk radio for the most part. And I'm not really a talk radio guy, more like the music side of it. But I started listening to a couple of them, and it just seemed the natural next progression, the next move for me to do, because I wasn't doing radio no more. I'm not really into the radio game anymore, more into the podcast, but it was just a natural progression.
What's the difference with the radio and the podcast that makes you lean more towards the podcast?
Well, with the podcast, you have more control of it. It's basically, it's all yours, your voice, your mic, everything you own. With radio, you go into the station, programming, and then you got to deal with the FCC and everything, if you can play music and stuff like that. So I know with online radio, that was a lot of our problems. A lot of music we couldn't play online because it wasn't really that popular at the time. It cost a lot of money or whatever. So it's one of those things where you got more control over it. It's almost like a diary to the world.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or the things that you love, the things you do. Like if you was to do a podcast, it would be about
just saying, though, I can pull up.
I mean, you can pull up with January the 6th, we go get it popping.
What's up? Let's get it.
But it's something that you can share. I was actually listening to one the other day. It was a Halloween podcast. They got scary stories. So it's not limited to radio as far as just music. Okay. You get science podcasts, hair tutorials. I don't know how they would do that.
I don't know.
I don't think they would be able to do that.
Well, I mean,
they can make suggestions, maybe as far as a stylist, suggestions for things, tips to buy.
That makes more sense because you have to visually see.
It's more visual with makeup and hair, but whatever you love, you can record and tell the world about it. Maybe they'll like it, maybe they don't. But a lot of people do it for the love of it and happen to get the money. You know what I'm saying? Because you find out that a lot more people are interested in your subject matter.
Okay. Well, my next question is.
You have music playing on purpose?
No, that would be him. Really? That's what we're doing today?
It pressed play in my pocket.
I mean, I heard it, but I didn't know why.
I
thought you had theme music, like some people. Right?
Yeah, my bad. You made me cut it off, but it's cool.
All right. My next question is, what is your goal with your podcast? What do you want your listeners to gain from your podcast?
Well, with my podcast in particular, I've been sober now for 4 years off of alcohol.
Okay.
And so the whole point of it is really to motivate, educate, stuff like that. Keep it light as possible, whatever, and tell my story. So the motivation for mine mainly is to get the word out. Especially men in my demographic, my age range.
Okay.
40-year-old black men that a lot of times in our society it's kind of shunned off. Like, he just drinks. You know what I'm saying? But in some cases, it really is a problem. So it's shining a light on that aspect. I want it for everybody, all races. Don't get me wrong, but that area right there is real sensitive to me because you find out that uncle, cousin, them that passed from alcoholism didn't really have to. If somebody would have stepped up and said something, and it's a lot of
people don't realize it's a disease. They just think, like you said, they think, oh, they just have a drinking problem. No, it's a disease. It's not just a problem.
Exactly. Right. If you have to drink every day in order to function,
yes,
you might have a problem. If you've lost money, family, friends over your drinking, if your integrity is in question over drinking, then you might want to stop.
Yeah.
So. But I don't. If those that drink, they drink. That's fine. If you feel like you don't have a problem, I can't tell you have a problem. But
you can tell them, will they listen?
I could tell them, but at the same time, when I found out, when I decided I had a problem, people had told me before. My brothers told me you have a problem. I was like, I'm good.
What was the eye opener saying maybe I need to listen to them?
I was at the crib and I was drunk, and I was watching it was one of those infomercials for addiction or whatever. And I've seen them a lot. I saw them all the time, so they really didn't affect me. But that night, I was just like, all the questions they asked, like, do you drink a lot? Like, yes, I do.
I'm actually drinking now.
Is alcohol a problem with you? Absolutely. And so by the end of the commercial, it was 24 hours. I called. I want to say it was a Thursday night, and that Saturday I was on the plane headed to California. So it wasn't really a aha moment. It was just like, okay, I'm gonna stop now.
Okay.
And I hadn't had a drink since then. So
I know that's right. Because some people do it as a coping mechanism. Or I don't know why everybody does it. I just have witnessed people that do it, and normally it's a coping mechanism for something that hurt them back in the past or whatever the case may be. And then it's like, you don't really have to drink to be great. I mean,
I know for me, for me it was a coping mechanism in the beginning, and then after a while it became a problem. It was like the problem wasn't the coping what I was coping with.
Yeah.
It became the drinking. So now I was like, well, does it go back to your childhood? Like, no, I'm not even thinking about that. I just want to get drunk at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, if anybody feels like they have a problem, I know in the black community a lot of times it's shunned upon when people say, man, you stop drinking, man, you tripping, man, whatever. But if you feel like you have a problem, you can talk to somebody.
But normally if somebody gonna say, oh man, you tripping, they probably drunk too. So
more than likely, that was my drunk friends that told me I was cool. Like, you good? Yeah, all right. Barely keep my eyes open.
All right, well, and then my next question is, what inspired your clothing line, and have you always been into fashion?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I can attest that I wasn't always the most fashionably guy. I kind of just got out of the '90s like yesterday.
I ain't mad at you, cause I grew up in the '90s too. That's my heart.
That's my era. I was stuck in the '90s.
I mean, as you can see,
This is dope, though. This is dope. But no, it was something that I've always had an eye on, but it's not really. It's going to be a t-shirt and hat thing, something real simple.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Like baseball fitted caps?
Yeah, fitted caps, or maybe dad caps. Somebody told me dad caps. I don't know what a dad cap is. Do you know what a dad cap is?
Like soccer hats or something like that?
I don't know, man. But so it's something that I've always had my eye on as far as, I'm a part of hip-hop culture, so fashion is a part of the thing, a part of that culture, whatever. So it's just a simple line. That's gonna really be for people that's coming out of their shell, for things that they they always wanted to do. For me, it would be coming out of alcoholism and all that kind of stuff. It could be for somebody acing the SAT or whatever the case may be.
Okay, so all positive and motivational.
Yeah, okay. And part of the proceeds are gonna go towards a charity. It's not really It's not really for just me to pocket money or whatever. I want the money to have a purpose and to go somewhere else. So every month, I'm gonna find a foundation of some sort. 10% of whatever the proceeds are gonna go towards that, and we're gonna do it like that. But it's called the Lotus brand. I don't know if you know about the Lotus flower.
I know about the flower, but what's the significance?
Well, it's the flower of the flower. From what I read, and I need to do some more digging. Don't judge me, but it grows in swamp water in Vietnam.
Okay.
And so it's in this muddy water. You could look at it, look at the water. You wouldn't think anything beautiful could come out of it. But once this flower comes out, the lotus, everybody loves this lotus. It's one of the most beautiful flowers. And for it to grow out of a swamp is rare because it's not, growing out of just dirt and ground. It's growing out of water, mud, and something that you would think have no nutrients to grow a plant like that beautiful. So that's where it's coming from. And so hopefully in the future I want to open up a scholarship for kids, like a Lotus scholarship. It's in the beginning project right now, but it's going to be pretty dope. Right now it's going to be t-shirts, hoodies, and hats. Something real simple.
Work for me. And then if you drop it before the wintertime and get them scarves and gloves.
Scarves. I just stepped my scarf game up too. I got my first scarf this year.
Uh-oh.
It's a shame.
Let me find out.
I'm a grown man. I'm 41 years old, and I got my first scarf, and I love it.
And then let me find out you get an ascot. You're going to be on in.
Oh, ascot.
Oh, sure. I didn't know
Add that to the list.
All right, next question. What are some words of wisdom you would give anybody that you want to motivate?
Keep grinding. I know it sounds real basic, but just to be honest as I am on my podcast, where you at in life right now is where you're supposed to be. Where I'm at, even with this interview, I gotta go pay bills still. With sobriety, all because I'm sober don't mean there's no problems. I just deal with them differently now. So just keep grinding whatever it is you want to do. I don't aspire to tell anybody, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. But whatever it is you want to do, keep grinding, because when it's your time, it's going to be your time. And I thought I wasted time drinking, but if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I might be, in a different place.
Yeah, everybody have that aha moment. I'm just like, I'm going through my own stuff, and I'm just like, okay, I'm putting it together, I'm lining it up, and eventually it's gonna be like, that's why.
Exactly. Your why will eventually come up.
Yeah, need to hurry up though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm waiting.
So, on Kandid Kisses, we do a segment called Kiss or Diss.
Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm. Celebrity crushes.
Okay.
Throw us some celebrity names. You're gonna decide who you kissing and who you dissing.
All right, cool.
My first one. Sanaa Lathan or Nia Long? Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Oh, that's cold-blooded. Mm-hmm. Sanaa Lathan or Nia Long? You talking about bald-headed Sanaa Lathan?
Whatever Sanaa let you like.
I'm an old school vet. Nia Long, I'm kissing.
Really?
Sanaa, I'm dissing.
Why?
Nia been around longer, one, and she reminds me of somebody back in the day.
I ain't even trying to get in your business like that, but okay.
She's one of the goats as far as just black don't crack. Nia.
Okay. Alicia Keys or Sierra? Who you kissing? Who you dissing? That's what it make you do?
Yeah, that's a tough one right there.
Okay.
I'm kissing Alicia.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kissing Alicia. I'm dissing Sierra, because.
But she can pop lock though.
She can pop lock. but Alicia, she's just that classy. And not saying Sierra's not classy. Mm-hmm. But, she's just, when she first came out with those cornrows, I was done.
She was classy, but she stole that girl's husband though. But okay. We're gonna move right on.
Swiss. Shout out to Swiss Beats.
Last one. Viola Davis or Esther Roll? Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Esther Roll. Really? In the mouth. I'm dissing both of them. I don't want to play this game no more.
You gotta pick one. So you rolling with Esther Roll.
You know what? Viola Davis ain't that bad looking. I'm kissing Viola. Esther, sorry, baby.
I mean, she could have lined you up because she like getting froze and stuff. So
she ain't got no hair. You can't.
She ain't got no neck either, but that ain't the point.
You will not.
Well, that has been another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. Go ahead and drop your social media bars again.
Again, you can find me at G the Beatnik on Instagram, Facebook, or you can look up Gary G the Beatnik Scott and hit my fan page up. And we got something special coming January the 6th, 2020.
And what time?
I don't know.
How you not gonna know?
It might be midnight. I might do it at midnight. I might do it at midnight because my mama's birthday January 4th, so never mind. It's still gonna be January the 6th, so I'll let you know though. I'll definitely let you know.
January is my month. January 20th is that birthday. I'm just letting you know. Hint, hint.
I got you.
All right, see you next time. Talented entrepreneur doing great things in the community, need exposure. Kandid Kisses TV is the answer. Email kandidkissestv@gmail.com now. Kandid Kisses TV is sponsored by Kissable Lips Cosmetics.